Guys, hi. I got ready this morning. I am actually wearing a couple of the products that I'm going to show you. And I wanted to start off by highlighting 5 products. I'll have to get the last one in just a moment, but 5 makeup products that I think are really incredible. One of which are these Refer brushes. A lot of these products I got from a retreat that I was invited to called Creators and Friends. And so I was able to, I was gifted a bunch of this stuff, which is amazing. And one of the gifts was was brushes that I have long desired to own for myself. And there are these, the brand is called Refer. The owner and founder named Tom, I actually got to meet in real life. I was like, oh my gosh. And he got to talk a little bit about his brushes. They're very sleek, very beautiful natural hair brushes that are ethically sourced and just inspired by Eastern design. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And they've changed the way that I do my makeup. Quite literally. I've never had natural bristle brushes and they make a huge difference. But they're so beautiful. They're so wonderful. I'm definitely going to save my pennies and purchase more of my own. And I've just been using them on repeat since I've had them. So I love them so much. And yeah, I'll show that to you. I also got to spend the week with a beauty brand founder named Angie. And she founded Singe Beauty, not Sigma, Singe Beauty, which I'm wearing their blush right now. The blush is called Timid Tomato. I really like it. I am gravitating towards it all the time, and I'm just really enjoying just how pretty it is. It's easy to wear. It's very pigmented, blends very nicely. Oftentimes, though, I'll tend to kind of put it on, and it's very bright, and so I have to like tone it down, which I don't mind because I love myself some blush. And it's a beautiful color. It's like it really is like a tomato red. That just reminds me of the best parts of summer. So, and then I won from a wild game of White Elephant. It was a wild bonanza of a game, White Elephant. This Phytosurgeons, which is another teeny, teeny, tiny little brand. All these 3 brands that I've mentioned are tiny little brands. And Phytosurgeons is I believe a Canadian brand. I'm not sure, but it's, again, very tiny. It has color cosmetics, cream blushes, cream eyeshadows. I've purchased their cream blushes myself, or actually requested that it be a birthday gift for me. But I saw this, and this was again, I stole it. Or no, I stole it. I had it as a White Elephant prize in this bonanza game of White Elephant. And it is Lunar Lightwave. I'm wearing it right now, and it's so sparkly and so easy to wear. It's just like the perfect wash of glitter over the eyelids. I love it so much. And then I actually was given this Sigma Tubey mascara. Sigma is it's not a super tiny brand. I think of it as like a bigger brand. It's a woman-owned brand. And I've owned Sigma brushes for literal years. And so they came out with a Tubey mascara. And what I like about it is that it gives you very, very natural lashes. So I'm really loving wearing this on days where I want to just sort of be a little toned down. A lot of times the mascara I'm looking for is like the gunkiest, like swaths of black on my lashes. Like I want just spider, gunky, icky, ucky, mucky lashes like that, you could have a life of their own as my eyes blink. And this is like the total opposite. This gives you like wispy, natural, lengthened lashes that I quite like. And I'm not really a tubey mascara type of gal, but in this instance, I'm really quite liking it. I'm quite liking it. There's just like, you get so used to, as a makeup person, I get used to like washing my face in a certain way to get the mascara off. And that same technique doesn't always work with tubey mascara. So I'm learning how to wash my face slightly differently. Let me go get the final product, which I forgot, but it's my lipstick that I've been wearing kind of a lot. So I left, but I came back. So I have, hi Harry baby. You guys want to see Harry, not the lipstick. So I have NARS Bewitched, which is a stunning reddish red lipstick that's more Just, it's a deeper, more earthy red. It has more browns in it than not, and I love it so much. All the Halloween candy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, Mom,
sorted into chocolate candy, like regular candy, Starburst, such, lollipops, Sour Patch Kids,
I know what it is.
and more candy.
What is a lollipop jar? Okay. Take it. And pick me up.
Oh.
So they can see. Okay.
Today is definitely a Saturday reset, a much needed one. Yesterday, having been Halloween, was really busy and really exciting. Since I work at a school, the festivities started early. The kids don't necessarily dress up for Halloween. There was some dressing up for the youngest and oldest grade levels at the school, which are kindergarten and 8th grade. And that was really fun to see them celebrate. And all the kids, every kid, instead of wearing their uniform top, they got to wear either a Halloween top, an orange shirt, a purple shirt, or a black shirt. And so just watching the kids come in, all of the students, and seeing how they accessorized, some of the girls accessorized their hair or wore really cute Halloween-y stockings. It was just very sweet and very cute and very exciting first thing in the morning. Our day proceeded mostly as usual. There was a parade in the middle of the day, or in the early morning. Before classes, there was a parade just around the school building. And so, it has this sense of celebration and celebration and excitement, though I think everybody was trying to treat it as normal as possible. And in the afternoon, all of the classes got to go out and celebrate in trunk or treat. So parents dressed up the trunks of their cars and gave out candy, which is something that I don't know exactly where it originated, but I know that certain churches and other types of organizations try and put on, or the intent is to put on, a very safe and sort of reined in Halloween experience in a parking lot rather than going to house. I think it's in some ways more contained and yet still has the same kind of vibrance and excitement as it would be to go trick-or-treating. So instead of going house to house, you go car to car, and every car is decorated in a different theme. So the students, there was a whole schedule, went out and celebrated in trunk or treat, and then went to the gym to play games. And there was just, I don't know, it was really fun. It was really exciting to see the kids so happy and excited. And I'm somebody that gets extremely excited when other people are excited. So I was like off the walls, off the chain, like hyped up and having a really grand time. And then that evening, the boys put on their costumes, and Dee was a shadow demon, something we came across online, and Graham was the ninja, and we did trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. And there's one house in particular, I got some footage that goes all out. A lot of their decorations are handmade. There are certain hand-painted tombstones to great writers, famous musicians, and they add on to the house they add on to the decorations of the house every year. I believe it's a man and his brother that live in the house, or definitely this a man who adores Halloween. And so it's really cool to see this very unique house, and everybody goes there. The crowds leading up to the house, it gets thicker and thicker, and then it gets thinner and thinner the further away you get from the house. They're playing spooky music, and there's definitely just a vibe of celebration. So that was really exciting. That was our Halloween. However, It means that because of our just normal busyness and the addition of a holiday, feels like the house is more wrecked than normal, which is fine. And it also helps that I'm listening to an incredible audiobook, Takedown by Lila McElwaite, I think. It is about the exposure of Pornhub being a sex trafficking website, and just getting them to not be complicit and also overt about this crime that they were participating in. It's a fascinating piece of investigative journalism. I've wanted to read this for months, and I'm finally listening to it. It is more riveting than any like crime podcast. I mean, it's just incredible. So I've been very much enjoying that. And so as I'm like sugar hungover from yesterday and sort of just generally kind of lethargic and kind of tired, I'm listening to this book and I'm like completely riveted. So meanwhile, I'm going to clean up some spaces in my home. Maybe I'll show you some of that. Just know that that is what is in my ears, and it's amazing. And then the book that I'm reading with my eyeballs is The Shipping News, which is also really good. It's a little more, a good bit more tangential and darkly comic than I had anticipated. And in that way, it's giving me something a little bit different than I have been reading, and it's a refreshing change. I've not read anything by Annie Proulx, and I have read Brokeback Mountain. See, look, there's my ninja right there walking past, and it's it's a really, really good book too. So, and I'm reading that with Frasier. It's just been, and it's been good. I sort of have a long-standing interest in Pulitzer Prize winning novels, and this is a Pulitzer Prize winning novel, and so I always start to think, like, where does it fall in the context of other Pulitzer Prize winners, and what do I think of it in that context as an award often given to something that celebrates writing about American life, but this is not about American life. It's interesting, right? It's interesting. So anyways, if you didn't know, it was set in Canada, and the Shipping News mostly, and so it's kind of interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'll show the kids real quick. They're drawing, being very cute, and I'm gonna go get onto cleaning out some of the spaces in my home. Do you want the crackers? It's Sunday, November 2nd, and we're having a lazy day around my house, which I'm so excited about. It's been much needed. Actually, the clocks went back, and I got an extra hour of sleep, which was very much needed. Low-key, I've very much felt like I am fighting something off. I felt like that for days, even weeks. So it's nice to feel like I'm not falling apart as much, I suppose, just having gotten enough rest. And it does add to like one's to-do list to take care of oneself when one feels like one is getting sick. So I don't know if you all feel that way, but it's like one more thing that I have to remember: to drink a lot of water, remember that sitting down is resting. Even though I love to be on the go, I love to be busy, I love just moving around, staying steady. And just sometimes I'm like, I need to lay down. And I don't like that. I don't like to be slowed down. So there's that. I will say that I finished Takedown by Lila, I think McElwaite. I think that's her name. It was an incredibly fascinating book. I know I raved about Cleopatra, which was interesting in its own way. I think what I'm realizing is that I love to learn about something, and it's Cleopatra helped me understand more about the ancient life and the way that the ancients approached their life, and the rivalry between siblings, and the way that Cleopatra was so strategic and brilliant in who she aligned herself with, and why that was so important back then. So it's like, that provided a learning experience in that way. Takedown exposed the dark side of user uploaded content and how much illegal content is on the internet and how much money is being profited through illegal content, and the way it gets re-uploaded, which is not only traumatic for victims of this content, but also it continues to be traumatic for them, because now some of their worst, most horrific moments are uploaded not only for entertainment, but for all to see. And some of these videos get hundreds of thousands of views, and the victims for whom the images are captured of this torture, of trauma, of abuse, these victims can appeal to places like Pornhub, and Pornhub was doing nothing about it. And they were even profiting off of incredibly illegal activity. But the brilliance of it was that I found out about Takedown from Steve Donahue, who said that it was as intriguing and gripping as an airport thriller. And it absolutely was. The author, Lila, did an amazing job writing about why this issue was personal, how she the steps she took to get to allow this movement of getting these basically crime scene videos and images off the internet. Not completely off, but taking down one of the huge hosting websites that not only profited, but continued to profit and did nothing about monitoring or taking down illegal crime scene videos. I mean, it was just amazing. But she did such a good job educating the readers about the process and about what was happening. So I feel like I walked away being like, wow, I know so much more about this, really just awful side of the internet. I now have a very strong opinion about how user created content, just home videos and stuff that are of a certain kind and maybe should not be allowed to be uploaded to the internet in any way, shape, or form. It's just not good. Not good. And also, she did a good job also talking about her own personal life that really added an element to the story that really made this woman feel incredibly human, that she was doing what she thought was right and had used all the tools in her toolbox. And the way that this website retaliated and made parts of her life quite miserable, but she continued to fight. And that was really powerful as well. So it was not only just about her story, but the story of how she was able to take down one of the most popular internet websites of certain images. She was able to take them down. It was kind of amazing. It was so thrilling. And now it's competing for like my best nonfiction book of the year. So there's that. I'm so glad I was able to tell you. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. My nose is like itchy now. I'm like, oh no, the itchy nose. Okay, that is so unflattering. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.